Most people think travel is about seeing as much as possible, moving fast, checking off places, but what if the best way to travel is to slow down, to stop rushing, to stop moving on to what you need to see next, and actually experiencing the moment you're in? We're spending 2 weeks in New Zealand and we're having all kinds of adventures, but for these 3 days, we've set them aside to practice slow travel. We don't have an itinerary, we don't have a checklist, we're going with the flow and seeing where the next few days will take us. To start out, we're taking a nice and relaxing hike in one of the most beautiful national parks we've ever been in. We're back in Mount Cook National Park and the weather's a little bit more clear today, so we're gonna go hike the Hooker Valley Track, which is one of the most famous hikes in all of New Zealand. It's supposed to be a pretty easy one, but the scenery is supposed to be really awesome. There's a little bit of clouds, but not as much as yesterday, so we can actually see the tops of the mountains and they're just like covered in glaciers. And something that's also really cool about this hike is that it's very accessible to anybody. It's really easy, super flat, and I think a lot of it's paved. Usually we would get started on a hike a lot earlier than this, but we woke up at 3 a.m., 2 a.m.
We went to bed at midnight because we went to that lake last night, and then we woke up at 2, drove like 30 minutes, go to see the stars, hung out there for like an hour.
So yeah, that's why we're starting in the middle of the day on a Saturday in the middle of the summer. So it's obviously really busy, but I think it's really cool that it's this accessible so everyone's able to experience these amazing views, not just the hardcore hikers. So pretty already. It's definitely really warm, which is just so crazy that yesterday was that day where it was so cold and windy and stormy, and now it's like this.
Trey always records me when I'm walking up stuff because I fall a lot. And if I'm gonna fall, it better be caught in 4K.
Wow, that's a pretty color.
Yeah, it is.
Gosh, what a crazy spot we're at.
Well, this thing is bouncing around like crazy. I'm like, oh my goodness, this thing's freaky.
Wow, I'm just amazed at this view. These are the coolest mountains we've ever been up in. I love how this hike takes you right into the mountain. It's beautiful. It says at the start of the bridge that the max capacity on the bridge is 20 people, and there are much more than 20 people.
Okay, maybe we should just wait right here for a second. This is so sketch.
It shakes so much. Whoa, it's hard to keep your balance.
I'm so scared right now. It's the first time we've seen Mount Cook, literally the first time. It's been so covered in clouds.
Oh my gosh, you can see the whole thing. There's no clouds. Completely clear. That is amazing. The person that first ever summited Mount Everest used this mountain as his practice because he lived here in this area. As we were walking around, we kind of just were looking at all these mountains and wondering, like, is that Mount Cook? Is that Mount Cook? Couldn't really tell. And then this one leaves no question as to whether that's Mount Cook or not.
We're currently listening to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack on our AirPods right now, so I pretty much feel like I'm in a movie.
Yeah. I believe this is the last bridge that
Jay, look.
Whoa, there's icebergs.
How cool is that? I love that. That's one of like my favorite part about being here.
The icebergs.
The icebergs. Look how cold that water is. It's pretty cold. Look at that waterfall. Holy smokes. Look at that glacier up there. Whoa.
Way down there is a huge glacier. Okay, so we made it to the end of the Hooker Valley Trail. It ends with this lake full of icebergs, and there's a huge glacier over there. Huge glaciers up on the mountains. That hike was amazing. But we're gonna stop here and have some lunch by the lake, and then we'll head back.
Probably the prettiest lunch spot we've ever had. You know how icebergs will just flip?
I wonder how far under the water these ones are that we can't see.
I wonder how deep this is.
It's crazy that
Oh
glaciers are melting so fast that it's creating a whole waterfall like that.
Pop one of these.
These things, so good.
I love that this is so easily accessible. Some people look at it and think like, oh, it's so crowded. If you put boardwalks, everybody's gonna go. But I think it's so cool that everybody is able to come see this.
There's a lot of kids and
so many kids.
elderly
I love
people.
It. Yes, I love that. It's not just for the hardcore people.
Mm-hmm. There's plenty in the world for those people.
It's cool that people see this stuff and they're like, I want to climb that. I wonder if anybody's like climbing it right now.
Mount Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder.
I wonder if they have like little base camps. Oh, that's totally a dare. Go out and touch it and swim back.
I went out and touched last
I
night.
hope he's getting some money for that one.
Well, we just had lunch and we sat here for a long time, just taking it slow, taking in them.
Those skipping rocks are
Taking
perfect.
in this place. Yeah, there's some great skipping rocks. Skipped rocks for a while, and now I think we're gonna head back. After that amazing hike, we decided to head to the nearby lake town of Wanaka. We got to the town right before sunset and got some incredible ice cream and walked along the shore of the lake until we found this cool tree called #ThatWanakaTree. And yeah, that's actually what it's called. It was such a peaceful night and we just felt like we had nowhere we had to go and we were able to fully just be in the moment.
Ready? That that one Wanaka tree. Is it #that one?
I think it's just that Wanaka tree. #ThatWanakaTree.
Is it like cool enough to like...
So we're here in Wanaka. We really love this area. Last night we walked around the town and it was seriously just the most like comfortable, charming, pretty town.
So right now we are driving around and kind of exploring this town a little bit. It is surrounded by the coolest mountains, seriously, ever. We also have no plan for today. We're going to hike Roy's Peak and then realize we're not prepared at all to hike Roy's Peak. And after Kalalau, we take things into consideration.
Oh, I like the Lightwood. Look at that one.
They all have such cool mountain views. This is like Utah on steroids.
So we just made our way into like the main downtown of Wanaka and we're gonna go see if we can find some breakfast and just wander around. We've had a couple more busy days where we did a lot here in New Zealand and then the next couple days after this are very like packed full. So today's gonna be more of just a chill, relaxed day and we're just gonna wander around and see what we end up doing. So one of our main goals in coming to the town and the shops to try to find some kind of sun hoodie. The sun hits extra hard here.
The UV is super high, so...
And yesterday on our hike, I got toasted on my neck and my ears and everything. Kind of already feeling like torture being out in the sun at all. So I need to find some kind of hoodie or something that's lightweight, but can get me covered up.
It's always when I get about kids stuff. Just show this sunburn a little bit.
So I think these are just showing. Oh my goodness.
What? Trey, what?
That's the biggest.
It's on me? Trey,
Oh my god.
is it still on me? It's a bumblebee?
I think it's a huge bumblebee.
Oh my gosh. That thing looks like a beetle. It was like literally that big. Apparently it's following me. Like I'm cutting down on my sugar intake today. I'm gonna keep it low.
Not if there's a bakery.
Well, that's it. You know, you can't afford not to. Right. Well, this is actually yours, but we'll split them. I got a chocolate Danish because I'm like, I can't get a freaking brownie.
Look at the inside of this thing. So the muffin was actually a 10 out of 10.
Probably gonna have belly aches for the whole day, but
yeah. So now that we got that nutritious breakfast out of the way, start looking for either a big shaded hat or a sun hoodie for me so I don't get absolutely burnt up. We're just walking all around town. We've gone into so many cool stores. Haven't quite found a hat or a sun hoodie yet, but this is just an awesome town. It's a Sunday morning, so it's pretty busy, but it's fun to see all the people that come out here just to enjoy their Sunday afternoons.
this is so nice and peaceful.
We pretty much walked around the entire town.
You want to go walk on the dock?
Yeah. There's actually an island out here, and you can take a boat out to it. On the island, there's a lake. So it's like there's a lake inside of a lake. It's kind of crazy. That would be cool to see. It's so nice to be able to experience summer in the middle of winter back home.
My brain's trying to wrap around the fact that it's summer here right now.
Like jet lag is one thing, but like
yeah, jet lag is one thing.
Switching seasons is crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
One of New Zealand's rarest birds lives here.
Okay, let's see if you can pronounce it. Puteketeki. The longest name for a city, isn't that in New Zealand?
Is it?
Let me look this up, because I think it is. The longest place name in the world is in New Zealand, located on a hill in Hawke's Bay.
What's it called?
Okay, I don't even think you want me to even sink and try. Hama ta waka ta tangi hangi aku au 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 tame te I tu ripi kaki piki mago horo nuki poiki wenua kitana tahu. Dude, I killed that. That is so accurate.
Who decided
it's
on
the
that?
name of a town on a little hill. Oh my gosh, there's a sign.
Welcome to.
Look.
There's a street sign there.
Oh, I love the sun. I got a chicken. I think it's chicken tanguine, roasted potatoes, and then some carrots. It looks really good, and the concept of it's really cute.
A little more healthy. I think it makes up for our breakfast.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, that restaurant was actually really, really good. We loved it. It's called Big Fig in Wanaka. So, because we spent last night here and all morning walking around, we really saw every store, every shop, walked around the lake. I think we really experienced this place. So I think now it's time to move on to our next place, which is Queenstown. It's known to be the adventure capital of the world. It's where bungee jumping was invented. So there's lots of cool activities you can do there, like bungee jumping, skydiving, and then they have these really cool jet boats that go through their really skinny canyons, and they go super fast. They do 360s and everything like that. And we're doing that in 2 days. So we're gonna go spend a few days in Queenstown. We'll head there right now and see what it's like. The drive to Queenstown took us through a canyon that was completely covered in bright lupin flowers. We came over a hill and got our first view of Queenstown. After checking into an Airbnb, we headed down to the waterfront to go watch the sunset. This guy played the piano for the hundreds of people who came down to the waterfront to watch the sunset. He was incredibly talented, and we listened to him for hours on end. Something that kept standing out to us was just how amazing it was that we were surrounded by hundreds of humans from all different backgrounds and parts of the world, and we all came together to appreciate the beauty of nature and music. So many people were silently closing their eyes, swaying to the music, and being so fully in the moment. We have never experienced a night like this where so many people were gathered, not on their phones, but just quietly sitting and appreciating the moment we were living in. There were no checklists, no schedule, and nowhere in the world we would rather be than right where we are. This will forever stand out to us as the night where we fully lived in the moment and were reminded that all people, no matter who they are or where they're from, we're all just the same. We just want to live the best life we can live and appreciate the beauty around us.
There's a couple moments you have in life where you're like, oh, I'm gonna remember this. So good. It was so good. I cried like 3 times. I cry with music. If I like music, it was just so cute. Everybody was just sitting there listening, watching. I saw so many people who had their eyes closed, kind of like swaying back and forth. I just think humans are so cute. And now everybody's just sitting here waiting for the sun to set.
business. 2, 3. Nice job, I'm doing your job to turn around.
These past few days have taught us that while there's definitely a time and a place for the adventurous, activity-packed trips, it's also important to learn the art of slow travel. In the future, we always want to make sure we set aside a few days every trip to just going with the flow and not having a set schedule. Doing this allows you to experience some of these incredible moments we've had during this trip.
We're wrapping up our day now, and this was seriously the most perfect, ideal day. Wanaka and Queenstown, put them on your list. We didn't know we'd like them this much. Now we want to move here. So if that doesn't say something.
So that'll be the end of our really amazing chill day in the small towns here. Watching the sunset with that guy playing the piano was a top moment of our lives, I'd say. I just kept thinking this is a moment I'm always going to want to remember. That was just so stinking cool. Go subscribe because we're going to be here for a couple more days. Tomorrow we're having a really awesome adventure. Going to one of the most remote fjords that you can go to in all of New Zealand. And it's going to be a full day thing, so we're really hyped for that. So go subscribe, watch out for that video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.